All right, so you said your name's Sean?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for doing this interview. I appreciate it, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, how open-minded would you say you are?
Very.
So would you say 10 then, or 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest?
We give about an 8.
8? That's decent. Do you think you should look at both sides of an argument before you make a decision on something?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Do you trust your senses, like, common sense, crossing the street, putting your clothes on, everyday common sense, like driving your car, all that?
Yeah.
You do? All right. Do you trust the government?
No.
All right. Do you think the majority is always right?
Yeah.
Always the majority? Okay. How, in your opinion, how do you think everything came to be? Do you believe in, like, the Big Bang? Do you believe in, like, creationism, God created everything, or do you not really have a belief in it?
Oh, that's a good one, because who don't believe in the Big Bang? If you don't, there's something wrong. But as far as the God creation, I can say that, but who is really God? Like, from what we was taught and all that, God ain't who they say he is.
Yeah, there's a lot of different religions, man. So I mean,
if you listen to how they describe them in the Bible, you couldn't believe who is God for real. But then they also in the Bible mentioned a dude named Yahshua.
Yahuwah? Yahshua? Yeah, a lot of people are going back to that now. I agree on that.
So you can't like biblically say like what the Bible, like what is the Bible.
Yeah, well, you got so many different religions and stuff out there. So if you had leaned one way or another, you'd say Big Bang then over the Bible, you think, or over not the Bible, but it's just creationism.
Yeah.
All right. To you, what would be your definition of science?
My definition of science is actually seeing and doing it myself, other than going off of my words.
I can agree with that. Would you agree with me? Science should be observable, measurable, testable, and repeatable. Like you should be able to observe, like in a lab, you should be able to observe it, measure it, test it, repeat the experiment.
I disagree, but I agree, because certain things should be tested before actually giving out. That's like when you buy a car, you got to test it before you actually drive it.
Yeah, and the car's scientific to make or whatever. All right. Do you think science should ever be a closed book?
No.
No. All right. To you, what is the difference between a belief and a knowing?
The difference, because you can believe in a lot of things a person say, but you knowing what a person say sometimes can be a lie. So it's up to you as a person or you as a group to believe in. Like, everybody got their own belief in God. Their own belief in a different religion. So it's up to you.
Belief. Yeah, that'd be an example of belief. Would you agree with me? A knowing would be like there's two people who are talking right now. That's a 100% fact. That's a knowing.
Yeah.
All right. And all right. Here, this is where it gets off, and we'll go on the tangent from here or whatever. I'd be shocked you believe in the same things that what I believe in, but hey, here it is. All right, ready? All right. It's a growing subject, and I think the media is trying to push this stuff down. But what shape do you think the Earth is, man? Do you believe it's flat?
Yes.
You believe it's
flat. Yes.
It's flat?
Yes, because if you go back and look at its maps that they don't have in no library, if you pay attention to the old social study books, it used to have the map in the back on the book.
And the encyclopedia one you're talking about? How they used to talk about the firmament and stuff?
Yeah,
they took that out of history.
So, yes, the world is flat. It's not round, it's flat. If you pay attention to it, everything goes like this. It goes straight. Ain't no curve to it. Where a curve at? If there's a curve, everybody be going in a circle. So,
yeah. All right, so we kind of agree. All right, you're not gonna be able to get the 100 on me, man. We're in agreement. I'll pay you the $10 for sure, man. Yeah, because I like to. We agree on it, man. Which you're one. I've done about 25 interviews, and there's only been about a few people that have actually agree with me on the subject. I don't actually say it's flat. I say it's like. You ever seen the movie The Matrix before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think it's like I believe it's kind of without. The Bible says right off the bat. I mean, I'm not saying it's the scientific proof, but it says God made the earth without form. Yeah. And I believe it might not have a shape or whatever. Because would you agree with me? Like water, it's formless. It always takes the shape of its container, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I mean, Earth's covering over 72% water. If water's without form, how could the Earth be a ball then?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like I was just looking. If you look at the water from any city or any country, it's never going around or falling off something. It's like the waterfall. It's coming down a rock. It's just doing just like that.
Then it hits the ground and levels out. Right?
That's it.
That's how water behaves. So then, to believe in a globe, you'd have to actually believe water's bending and holding form, right?
Now, as far as that going back to the Big Bang, they say God took the world out the first time with the Big Bang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what y'all think the next form gonna be? Him coming back to take the world out?
I mean, you got me guessing, man. I don't know.
I'm
But
gonna
I'm
tell you,
with
it's
you.
gonna be water. 'Cause we don't have too many hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm
You
with
know-
you. I'm with you. It's a level realm, man. Like I call it a realm, level realm, flat, whatever. I mean, I believe it's flat before it's a ball, and a space ball, like they tell us.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
very
Some-
flat.
I'll go over a couple other points I go with other people too. I mean, you already are on the same page with me, but like space, they say space is a vacuum supposedly, right? So we have to take a big leap of faith that water bends and holds form, but nowhere in reality water bends and holds form.
Right.
They say space is a different. We live in a positive pressure system. Space is like a negative pressure system. It's as close as it can get. Not quite a perfect negative pressure system. So I have to take another leap of faith, saying that our atmosphere can stay adjacent to the vacuum of space with no solid barrier. Like in the Bible, it says a firmament, whatever you want to believe. So where have you ever seen anywhere in nature where two opposing pressure systems can exist side by side, like a positive pressure system against a negative pressure system with no solid barrier?
No.
No. So I mean, you have to take a leap of faith. That's possible up there again, right?
Right.
And then, well, here I'll go over how they always try to say, oh, there's different reasons you can test this stuff. But have you heard of the star Polaris before? That proves like the globe. I'll go over this stuff and I'll tell you how it disproves it on a geocentric level Earth. The star Polaris, it's right above the North Pole. You ever heard of it
Right.
before? It's the only stationary star up there, and everything does perfect geocentric circles around it. So I think we're in agreement that everything's actually spinning around us that causes the Coriolis effect in all parts of the world. The moon would push the tides, the sun would contract the tides. They say like snipers take long range shots, like if they shoot it west, but that they always take the shot when the sun's there and it dips down. They say that's because of the Coriolis effect. I say that's based off a false axiom. And if you shoot a bullet west at nighttime when the moon's there, it's going to bounce up a little bit. And you know the difference between the eclipses, man?
The difference is what?
Between like a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse?
Yeah, solar eclipse is a heat. It's like a heat wave.
Solar eclipse is when the moon goes in front of the sun.
And it causes a dangerous heat wave, right?
You're not supposed to look at it or whatever, whatnot. But it blocks out, like you can see a solar eclipse when the moon goes in front of the sun.
And
It
the
kind of
other
dark.
one, if I'm not mistaken, that's when they say the world and space
Yeah,
channels each other or something
yeah.
like
It's
that.
basically you're kind of on the right track. It's like gonna hold your hands up both like this in front of me. Say the Earth's in between your hands. Say that's the sun, that's the moon. They say that a lunar eclipse for the mainstream, it's actually the sun that's hitting the Earth's shadow and blocking out the moon, and it's always a curved surface.
Okay.
And in this theory, the sun's across from the moon, and we think the sun's actually blocking out like a mirror reflecting off it. Space and time
I
don't-
agree because where the sun set it, the moon comes up it, and it's like when the moon set, go down, sun come up. And if you pay attention to certain parts of the world or look around when the sun up, the moon still be right there.
Yeah, I agree.
So I agree with you.
Yeah, and all your like you said, you trust your senses and stuff, and your senses tell you that the Earth ain't moving, right? I mean, they try to tell us it's spinning 1,028 at the equator, and it says, I don't know if you believe in like devil signs and stuff like that, but like the sun, coincidentally, the Earth goes around the sun at 66,666, 66,600 miles an hour. And then we're supposed to look up at the sun, and we're supposed to expect the sun's going 500,000 miles an hour. I mean, none of it really makes sense. If you trust your senses, like,
No,
none
it
of
don't.
it makes sense.
Because for the fact, like you said, for the fact that how the world's spinning faster than the sun, but the sun rises on one side of the world and it sets on another.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
I mean, yeah, it supposedly it doesn't spin faster than the sun, but it goes around the sun at 66,600. The sun's going 500,000. It's none of it really makes sense, but they got all their theories and stuff, and
See, that's the thing about it there. Some
but people
all
don't want to
theories-
challenge this subject. A lot of people get angry if I ask them like questions about this stuff, and there's no reason to get angry. Like you can just agree to disagree and move on or whatever. But
Exactly. And with theories, all theories don't be true. Like all scientific methods and all scientists don't be right.
no, and there are some science people are like, oh, there's no scientists. You're an idiot if you look at this. There are scientists that I know people that have honors degree in physics and mathematics, and they don't believe this stuff no more. They believe it's a level plane, you know. They don't believe the Earth's moving at all. They believe the sun. I mean, they don't claim to know exactly what the shape is, but they believe it's some type of level plane. Because you have to believe people are upside down and stuff on a ball, right? Like if you're out in space, people be
Right.
upside down.
Right.
And that ain't reality. And when you look at Detroit River out here, man, that water's flat as can be.
Right.
I mean,
Everything is, like you said, it's at a level pace. They just check, the government just unlevel. That's how I take it.
I'm with you, man, 100%.
The government just unlevel.
So would you say it's a belief or a knowing that the Earth's a level plane?
No.
A knowing? All right,
No.
fair enough. Well, I'd say To me, I'd still say it's a belief, but it's a strong belief on my behalf. But hey, whatever.
Only reason why, because only reason I say I know, I know it's a flat surface because they say if you stand a penny up, it won't move. But if you stand a penny up, it's gonna stand flat, just like this.
Oh yeah, my cousin showed me it on a train the other day that was going like over, and I think it was like China or something. The train was going like 250 miles an hour. They stood the penny up while the train was going, and it didn't even move or nothing or whatever.
So that shows you the whole world and everything is just a flat surface.
Yeah.
That's why you can. If it wasn't everything, this bench, it wouldn't be no gravity.
Yeah.
How you gonna have? That's why outer space, because there's no gravity.
Yeah.
We have gravity. How you gonna have gravity on Earth? But
Well, gravity, that's they say that holds everything together, gravity or whatnot. But I mean, no, the gravity, all
but
the
if it's
gravity is they can measure.
If it's a round circle, it won't be able to hold together.
No, well, I mean, they say gravity holds it all together or whatever. They can measure things fall at 9.8 meters per second squared, but just because things fall at that rate, I don't believe it proves the shape or nothing, man.
Right. But in a way it does. Because like I said, you can't mount a chair to something that's spinning around.
No, but I mean, their excuse for everything, how everything sticks to the heliocentric model is gravity, pretty much.
I agree, but I disagree.
No, I'm with you on it, man, 100%. But,
I agree, I disagree.
all right, fair enough. Dude, you've been a perfect interview. Thank you very much, Sean.
All right,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.